need a new Isla version of that, mate.
I was just about to say to you, we need to get, and I can get them 30 different pictures that we can ping through.
That is exactly what we need.
30 different ones, because we didn't use that last time, and I don't know if we can get the song over. Ida's Claret Blimey. Ida Claret Blimey.
Yeah, it'd be good, man.
Lineups are out.
Give us a run through Bazoaku.
Well, there's the change that Fornals comes in for Lanzini in the last game, which, to be fair, in my opinion, I've said it before, I think it's probably right. It'd be about work rate tonight. Get Ben Rama back through the middle, which would be good. They're good out wide, in fairness to Palace, and you're going to need grafters, and Fornals, I think, offers that more than Lanzini, more than Ben Rama out there. So that's a good change for me. It's a strong side, back with Fabianski in goal, back four being Cresswell, Balbuena, Cresswell, Kufau, Ogbonna and Dawson, Rice, Surchek in the middle, then Bowen, Ben Rama, Fornals, Antonio. So it's a strong side for me, and one that can get at them. So it won't be easy there. I don't think it'd be easy at Palace at all. A hard side to break down, and it could easily be a 1-0. And I hope it is. I hope it's a 5-6-0. But
we had that. I can't remember. Last time we played them at home, and everyone said they're a tough side to break down, and we did find it hard. The very next game, someone absolutely run through them. I can't remember who it was. And it was like, well, that's how hard they are to break down. I think they used to be hard to break down.
Liverpool scored 7. We was on thingy, weren't we? And I said, this could be 0-0. I said, it could be 5, but I'm going to go with 0-0. It's about 4-0 after 6 minutes.
Palace haven't been the normal Palace this season, especially of late. I don't think they're as good as they have been. I don't think they are as difficult to break down as they have been. Roy Hodgson's side is always organised, but they don't worry me tonight, mate. They just don't. I really think we're going to have a comfortable time of it tonight. I think we're going to go and run through them, similarly to the Payet year and the Lanzini goal. I think we're going to go and enjoy ourselves there tonight. I think we can play with freedom. I think we can express ourselves. And one thing I know at the moment, mate, is every time. Do you remember? It was the season. Was it the last season at Upton Park, or was it the season when every time we could go fifth, we used to blow it every time? We couldn't go fifth, we lose. Couldn't go fifth, we lose. Well, all of those things that were typical West Ham are not happening this year. So I'm going to say that tonight we can go fourth. We're going to go and do it, mate. We're going to go and stroll through them 2-0, nice and comfortable, not concede as like we know. We let in our goal last week. We ain't going to let in no more goals today. Back to clean sheets, a couple of goals and happy days, mate. We're rocking and rolling to fourth.
I ain't seen their lineup, to be fair. Put it here: Ward, Cahill, Kouyaté, Mitchell, Townsend, Milivojevic, McCarthy, Eze, Zaha and Benteke. So they're going to have pace with Eze and Townsend and Zaha. And
Zaha be in the pocket again, like we did to him last time. And Benteke, mate, can't score a goal to save his life, so we'll be all right.
I'll tell you what I'm grateful there. I don't know if it's a suspension or what. I can't imagine it is because he ain't played a lot. Is James Tompkins is out of their side. Because I think he's been he's on there. He's injured. I think he'd been playing really well for them, and I'm glad he's out. Czech's been good for them at the back. I think Antonio will get the better of him and Cahill. Strength-wise, I think he will run them. They're centre-halves that want it in the air. And if we don't play eyeballs in the box, I don't think we're going to have much trouble. If we can play to his strengths of his pace and power, I think we'll be good. And listen, I don't think we're going to get beaten. There's many times I thought we play Palace and think, we get beaten tonight. But I will stick with it. I think that they're a hard side to break down. I'm going to say that. I will, because I do think they are. And I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot here. I'm going to go 3-1, because I always go 3-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is a 1-0 or 1-0. And to be fair, as bad as they've been, not as bad. They haven't been great this year. I would still take a point there tonight. I want 3 points, but I would take a point. It still ain't a bad point.
Anything but losing keeps our momentum moving forward.
Yeah.
And it is, but it's one of them things, mate. If you want to if you want to show that you've changed, if you want to show that you've got this newfound way about you, and if you want to go and push on and have any chance of, maybe, I don't know what our ambition is. No one's actually come out and told us what our ambition is now.
Mate, you know
if
it.
we are looking at, stay in the Premier League, which is job done. So
26th of January, we ain't signed that one.
Probably, but the reason why they'll probably go all out for a win tonight is because another win does give them the absolute clarity that they don't need to sign anyone in this window, because they can turn around and go, well, we've never performed like this in our club's history, in a new year, so we ain't got to go and we don't need anyone else. So I don't know, mate. For me, if you want to go and get into Europe this year, this is the game that you got to go and get a win against them, because I just don't think they're the same Palace of old, mate. I just haven't seen it from them. I think they're beatable.
Look what's coming up after us. You got Saints taking on Arsenal. Two sides. Now, Arsenal will get better and win games, but two sides that will be up our tail if we're pushing for it. One of them will drop points, or both of them. It's a must-win. We win tonight. We're going to build a gap on at least one of them sides. If they go and draw, we're building a gap on both.
Absolutely, mate. And we need to go and do that. And like I say, the West Ham of old would always get done in tonight's games like tonight. We always would get beat. But all those West Ham-y type things that I've seen before, they're not happening this year, which is why I've got all the confidence in the world that we're going to go into this and we're going to beat them 2-0 and kick on as we have been, and happy days, mate. It will be.
Do you think we'll boss the game tonight? Do you think we'll control it?
I think we'll control the game, no problem. I really do. I saw that Palace game that we played against them at home and we made hard work of it, but I think we gave them too much respect. I'm not sure we'll show them the same respect tonight. I hope we don't. I hope that with the pace that we've got, that will push their, it won't give the wingers the freedom that their wingers would like. They're going to be looking over their shoulder thinking, where's Bowen, where's Fornals? We've got Antonio. He's had a few games now. He should be on fire tonight. And I've just got all the confidence that we'll do the business tonight. And the man who's due a goal, bang, due a goal. What was our front three tonight?
Fornals, Ben Rama.
There's your man who's due a goal. There's your man who's due a goal. Ben Rama is bang due a goal. And if there's one thing that I would put it on tonight, mate, it's West Ham 2-0 and Ben Rama to score. He is on to score a goal.
I keep seeing a lot of tweets that saying that his deal's nearly confirmed for a permanent signing too, which would be a good bonus. I've got to be honest with you, as good as it would be, and I don't want to make it a negative thing here, but that's a deal that should have been permanent last window. So I hope they don't come out and say this is our signing this window because we've made him permanent, which will be typical then as an excuse. That should have been the signing, as I said last time. So really, we should be having two players, him and someone else. We've seen the talk of Jesse Lingard. Personally, if it's the player that David Moyes wants and thinks he can get a tune out of, then happy days. It's not for me because I think the man's too interested in social media, same as Ravel Morrison, and that's why his career went as it did. But if you get Jesse Lingard as the footballer, I think you could be having a good player at the club.
The weirdest thing for me, mate, is he couldn't be more removed from a typical West Ham player. That he's just not a West Ham player at all. All of that social media, all that pissing about like he does, all that fortnight dancing and dabbing and all that ridiculousness, mate. That's just so removed from what West Ham are all about. And actually, I don't think he fits into that typical type player that we want, that David Moyes wants at the moment. No, I'm just very surprised Moyes wants him, because Moyes likes grafters, he likes runners, he likes people who are committed. I don't think Jesse Lingard fits into that bracket, mate. I think he's someone who's more interesting about how he looks than what he does on a football pitch. So I don't think he's I don't know, it's a strange one for me, but like you said, if Moyes wants him and Moyes thinks he can get a tune out of him, then mate, who are we to judge?
Yeah, and again, I've said it many times. People say, "Oh, do you want us to sign?" It's irrelevant what I want. It's who the manager wants. And if he is who he wants, then fair play.
And I hope he does. I hope it's not the bold thinking
yes.
that we would think we've had a brilliant window by
Yeah.
signing a name like Jesse Lingard on loan. That it screams to me of a ball type signing that is to
That's
pacify
my
the
worry.
fans and not to actually go and buy. We've got a Man United fan in. Lingard will be a good player for you, in my opinion. Jesse works hard and stays injury free. Off the field, he's stopped doing his antics. Well, that's good to hear, and thank you for
Mate,
popping in
also,
and
I
letting
spoke
us
to
know.
someone within West Ham last night about him, and turned around and said to me, they know him obviously personally. I didn't know this. He had some personal issues in his life as well. Man United fan might know this. Being a Man United fan, it might have been come out about. Had some personal issues in his life, which he's dealt with, which was another reason that held him back. So let's hope if he comes, I really hope, as I said at the start, I hope we get Jesse Lingard, the footballer that I know, and not Jesse Lingard, the social media man. Maybe the social media man was his boost of confidence because of the problems he's having. If he's had them, I don't wish that on anyone, and I do hope they go and they pass for him, whether that's because he signs for West Ham or stays at Manchester United or goes elsewhere. I don't want to hear of him having personal problems. That's not good for anyone.
No, totally agree with that. But Moyes, if it is his man, like we said, you need to bring him in. All of the players that he sort of picked previously have gone on to look all right. So who knows? I just don't see him. You picture Jesse Lingard in a West Ham shirt, mate. It just don't look right to me.
You're in one of them. Probably more lower.
Well, yeah, he isn't a cultural fit for us whatsoever. But I don't know. Time will tell, mate. And what worries me more than anything, and there is no negativity at the moment. West Ham are flying, and we're all happy, and we're all loving it. We still are getting mugged off a little bit with regards to what we do in transfer windows and what we do in the transfer market. We've all said we've got a platform. You go fourth tonight, mate. Go and make a statement. Go and bring in a big signing. Go and bring in someone like that, mate. Go and bring in someone who's a real, show of intent of what you want to achieve this season. And do you want Europe? Then go and grab it with both hands, because it's there to be had, mate. And it just seems weird that we've got this. It seems like we're never going to sign another player without bringing them on loan first. They did it with Lanzini. They liked it. They then went and signed a few big marquee signings. It's almost like they're scared to pay out for anyone anymore without loaning them first to make sure they're a good fit.
And mate, we had it with Suchek. It's that I understand that can be good business. It can. But what you can't do, you can't just keep saving your transfer money from the window before because you loaned someone and making that your only permanent sign in the next window, because you should have money for two. In the Premier League, you should have money for every window. When you're not spending in the last one, but then, we got Ben Rama. Listen, the business was fantastic, what David Sullivan done. In fact, you can't knock that. But there should have been £25 million available that window anyway. So theoretically now, we should have 50. Not confirming he's signing and then getting another loan. Or you're always playing catch-up. And that's the only one for me. Someone's just put it in the chat here. I've just seen it. This is a worry for me tonight, Eze, because we know what happens with West Ham, and players we're linked with and ex-players, they come and haunt us. They do. And that, for me, is the worry tonight. I rate Kufal highly. I really do. I'm so glad David Moyes is stuck with a back four tonight. If we had put him as wing-backs, I think we would have been really, really exposed. And that's not saying he's not a good player, but I think they would have just got at him for pace. So, in my opinion, he's made the right choice playing the flat back four. The Man United man's just also said that he did have issues. He touched personal issues with his mum's health. He came off the beat with training, etc. Lingard at number 10, Ben Rama out wide. It's possible, but I've got to be honest with you, I don't like seeing Ben Rama out wide now and Lanzini in the middle. So I'm not sure it's what we want. But there's no problem having competition for every place. The worry I have, and I'll repeat this, which we've said many times, mate, as much as a good signing Jesse Lingard could be, if it's Jesse Lingard, the footballer we know, we need a central midfielder. We need cover for Antonio. Why are we looking at another playmaker? And this is where
right.
I still ain't convinced it's David Moyes' choice. That's my problem. I'm not convinced that's his player. He's made it clear, I need a forward. I won't buy anyone I don't really need. He said that. All of a sudden, Jesse Lingard. It's a massive ploy for me from the owners, because they know it's shirt sellers, especially for kids with a name on his back, which I get. But that screams
to me of a
it does.
GSP
It's a ball signing, and it's not David Moyes, and that's my concern. And that's what. And I'll always say this: I'm not going to knock David Moyes' job, what he's done. He's done a great job, but I don't think he's got a backbone if he's allowing this to happen every time. He allowed this to happen in the last window with Ben Rama. You know, he wanted Josh King. He was given Ben Rama, accepted it. He should be getting who he wants. If he really wanted Josh King then, why is he still not got him 26 days into January?
Yeah.
And they're questions that I ask, because for me, that's still the problem.
I want to go and sign someone. We said, if we're not going to go and get someone who is a proven, first team player who's going to come in, I want to go and sign a prospect, someone like Armstrong, someone like Tony, someone like that, who's going to come in and fight their way into the first team and battle to try and get their place and get first team football. I don't want a bloke who's had dramas, okay, we all have problems and we all have to overcome them, and I'm glad that he's apparently done that and that he sorted himself out and everything else. That's fine. But for me, he's not someone who's in full, mate. If he'd turned himself around so much, and if he was looking like a serious prospect again, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mate, would have him in around the team. But he doesn't, and he's happy just to let him go out on loan. That for me ain't ambition, and that ain't what we. I thought we'd gone past that. What happened to the Red Bull model? What happened to your Matty Cashes? What happened to your Rezes? What happened to all those? All of a sudden, we're getting some 28-year-old on loan who barely plays football at the moment.
You just summed it up, and you know why that is, because they're only come on loan. All them other players you have to pay for. We don't pay for players. And then we get a loan, and then we'll pay for him in the next window. And that's what I'm saying. We're always playing catch up. and they won't ever. Listen, they could go and sign Ben Rama on a permanent and Jesse Lingard on loan, and many fans will be happy. Oh, they've done well. And I'll be honest with you, for me personally, and it's not because I just dislike them, I don't think that is great business. Because that business should have been done last time. Ben Rama shouldn't have been on loan. That should have been permanent. We should now be signing another permanent player, not loaning him. And then what we could have done was signed a permanent and added a loan as well. That's proper business. That's showing you're actually trying. Imagine if they said to David Moyes, there you go, on the last day of last year, you wanted Josh King, but we've bought you outright, Ben Rama. He's your player. Next window, pick someone and we get someone on loan as well. Go and get two. They could help themselves. Fans wouldn't moan and wouldn't be asking questions, especially how well the team are doing. Nobody will ever forget how bad our owners they are and what they've put us through, the lies they've told us, what they took from us. Never. West Ham could win the Premier League and that won't be forgotten. They're not going to win the Premier League, but I'm just saying they could. And it wouldn't be forgotten. But what could be forgotten is the constant abuse about not showing any ambition or backing their manager, because they could do it, but they choose not to, because what they want to do is back their own beliefs every single time.
Yeah, mate, I totally agree.
James, the reason why you ain't got a left back, I agree with you on this, mate. The reason why there ain't is because Johnson's come in. The reason why a forward ain't come in to the club so far is because Yarmolenko done a job last week, and I can't pronounce his name, the young lad who come on. And that will be their excuse, and that's why it will be Jesse Lingard. That's the problem. And I'm seeing $100,000 a week's an insult. I get it, but honestly, and I'll be honest with you, at the top of their game right now, I'd rather pay Jesse Lingard $100,000 a week than Yarmolenko 110.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, mate. 100%.
That's why we're honestly. So I don't find that insulting.
No, mate, you're absolutely right. Man United said he has a question. Will Rice leave now? With Chelsea option closed, United do like Rice and we're in dire need of a CDM. I actually think, in a way, that was a better choice for Rice in the first place, mate, to be honest with you. I think the history of him at Chelsea and everything else, I know he's a Chelsea boy at heart, but we've just seen that whole, that sort of love affair, that story of going back and being at your boyhood club and everything else. It don't always work out, mate. And there's almost added pressure, and I don't think that's a good thing. I actually think United would be a better fit for him. I think he would go there and have a bit more freedom. I think Man United are in desperate need of that type of player, and Man United need to get back on top again and start, just solidifying their position at the top of the league. And what better way to do it than going to make a statement with Declan Rice?
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think Declan, obviously a young lad, the London life suits him. I know Manchester's got a life as well, but he's still quite young. just had his own house built, etc. Would he leave out? Would he move out of London? I don't know. But then again, I'll say with Chelsea, it's as you say, it's the team he grew up supporting. He's obviously a fan of them still. I say still as in he looks out for him, I suppose. His best mate's playing for him. He's watching his best mate he grew up with playing for him in Champions League football, competing. I know they're not right now, but you know, why wouldn't he want a bit of that? Manchester United, yes, he's got people there who he plays with England. So that's an option. And I do think you're right, but I think the dream for most Chelsea fans was Frank Lampard being the right manager. I think that, and I think that's would have been a big thing that probably played in Declan Rice's head to a degree. If we're all honest, he probably wanted to go back there because that's the club who he supported and he come from as a boy. He wanted to prove a point. Frank Lampard's a Chelsea legend playing for him. You know, that would have all made sense to him. I'm sure there's Man United kids that have been released from Manchester United who were fans growing up and watched Ollie score the winning goals in Champions League finals and now would love to go back there and prove himself if given the chance. And maybe that's what Declan Rice wanted. But again, he's that good. You know, if Chelsea don't finish in that top 4 or top 6 and that boy wants to play Champions League football, he could, without being rude, he could sign for Man United, Liverpool, Man City. He is that good. He'd get in all of their sides. You know, no disrespect. Jordan Henderson's coming towards an end. He's better than him. In centre mid. Jordan Henderson's being forced to play centre back. I know they've got Thiago, good player, but Declan Rice should still get in Liverpool's midfield. I'm watching James Milner go there. They're selling Wijnaldum this year, who's a regular starter for them. So they've obviously got nothing else. Man City, you know, Fernandinho, he's coming towards an end. He'd get into that side, and he will only get better and better and better around better players and with better coaching staffs and managers. That's what, and that's what he could walk into any of them sides now, but he will become so much better. We see it with Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard was good at West Ham, become brilliant. Same with Carrick, same with Cole, same with Defoe. A lot of them, they all become Rio Ferdinand at Manchester United. All become so much better. So, does it worry me? It worries me more now. Frank Lampard's actually left Chelsea because if that new manager comes in. If it's Tuchel and he turns them around in the next 2-3 games and end up finishing in the top 6, his head might be thinking, I can go there again now and play with me mates. So it does worry me.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, mate. Grimbo has said, would you boys like Giroud on loan? There was rumours recently, underrated in my opinion. I think he's the sort of player that I think West Ham owners would find attractive because, again, I think it gets them out of trouble. I think they'll see it as a big name on loan, minimal risk till the end of the season, means they don't have to spend no money. But again, like I said, I just thought we'd moved on from this type of business, mate. I thought we were looking at signing good, young, hard-working English prospects who are up and coming, and or going out and raiding Europe and bringing in someone like we was linked with recently with the strikers that we was linked with, Deer and players like that. And it's, I don't know, again, it just stinks of typical GSB type players. For me, it's not. David Moyes hasn't sat there and gone, I fancy Giroud, I fancy Lingard. I just can't. I cannot buy into that.
No,
I just cannot buy into it. So for me, while Giroud would do a job, it's not long term for West Ham, and I don't really fancy it, to be honest.
No, again, he's a good player and knows how to score goals. But I agree with you. Me personally, that ain't a signing I want to watch West Ham sign. And I've got to be honest with you, he ain't going to offer you much more than what Haller did. In the way we play, he'll score goals, but in the way we play, he won't be able to do 50% of what Antonio does. He wouldn't run the channels like Antonio does. It'd be the wrong player for the system again. But he's everything that the board would want, as you said. Get out of jail for another 6 months, and that's all they look for. These people.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. James Fever said, "Question for the lads: What would ideally be a good January transfer window for you guys?"
Whatever David Moyes wants. It's not about what I want. You know, if I told you what I wanted, I'd be signing probably 10 of Man City's players, but. For an ideal transfer window for me would be exactly what David Moyes thinks he needs to strengthen his squad and what he wants. You know, I could sit and tell you I want to watch West Ham sign 10 of Man City's players, but for an ideal transfer window for me would be exactly what David Moyes thinks he needs to strengthen his squad and what he wants. You know, I could sit and tell you I want to watch West Ham sign 10 of Man City's players, but for an ideal transfer window for me would be exactly what David Moyes thinks he needs to strengthen his squad and what he wants. You know, I could sit and tell you I want to watch West Ham sign 10 of Man City's players, but for an ideal transfer window for me would be exactly what David Moyes thinks he needs to strengthen his squad and what he wants. You know, I could sit and tell you I want to watch West Ham sign Danny Ings. But if Danny Ings don't fit the way that David Moyes wants to play football, then it's pointless him signing. So
Yeah.
we need two players. For me, we need two players, and I'm sure David Moyes must see this. And we need cover in central midfield, and we need cover up front. Have to have cover. Maybe, and again, I could be wrong, and I hope I am. Maybe he doesn't need cover now up front because he's seen enough in training because he works him every day in the young lad who thinks if Mickey's out in future, he can step in. And I hope he does. And if that's the case, then he needs a central midfielder because we don't have any other cover apart from Mark Noble. And nothing against Mark Noble because I love him. But the way West Ham play football now is with drive through the middle, with pace getting out, and that isn't what Mark Noble does. And he never has done. It's not that his legs are gone and he can't do it. He's never been that driving you out player, never in a million years. So for me, the ideal replacements would be a centre forward and a central midfielder for this window. And then I think we need to look at a goalkeeper, and I think we need to look at a left back for in the summer.
For me, mate, it's not just about a January window. It's about every window moving forward. All I want is David Moyes to know what he feels he's lacking throughout the middle part of a window, to go and highlight the players that he wants, to give it to the ball, to have a very clear direction on what players they're going to go after and try and bring in the window. Then go and make them happen. Even if you've got to play 5, 8, however many million over the odds, because that's what your manager needs, and go and get the business done at the beginning of the window. That's all I want. I just want a proper plan and the manager getting the personnel that he needs and the business to be done early. Moving forward, I'd love us to move to that type of thing. Instead, we're seeing another window where we leave it so late in the hope that we get a bargain. They say, it all got to that whole thing. It's impossible to do the business any earlier. It's impossible to sign players in this window. Blah, 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 blah. Other clubs manage it. I can't see why we don't.
Mate,
that's all I want to say.
Look at Liverpool. Liverpool were desperate for a centre-back. Desperate. Virgil van Dijk was signed for the 1st of January.
Yeah.
That's because they had ambition. And I know it's Liverpool and it's West Ham, and it's really hard to compare. I get that. And I'm not saying players of that calibre. But to be sat here on the 26th of January without a player brought into the football club for that manager, there's no other word except for disgraceful. That's exactly what they've done to that man. And that's why, and I've said it on here before, mate, I promise you, when I see him outside David Moyes, I think it was the Bournemouth or Southampton game when we had the protest, or it might have been before that when he come back. Mate, he was in the car with Alan Irvine, and he opened his window, and I went, "Do you remember me from Bournemouth away?" He went, "Yeah, you were moaning at me." I said, "Not at you." I said, "I was moaning upstairs." I said, "How on earth have you lowered yourself to work for these people again? They have got to be the worst owners in football." He laughed doing his window up. That was the response. They weren't even to try and defend it. Just done the window up, laugh, and said like was waving by. And I promise
Sullivan will have him down, and he's then whipping him with all sorts of weird toys now. What have you done to poor David Moyes, mate?
Mate, it's wrong. And do you know there's players at that football club now who cannot watch a live game, yet David Sullivan's got his missus or whoever she is sat next to him watching it with him.
Well, we know, mate. We know. We are fully aware. Come on, Baz. Give us what your season's expectations are in the Europa League? Got to be?
No. 8th or 9th.
Yeah. No,
I think we finish 8th or 9th. And that will be not because of the manager, nothing like that. That will be because of the owners not giving him enough to help him push his side on further forward. Yeah. We've got a great side. We've got a great squad. A great side. But once we miss a key player, we've only got to lose Rice or Sirchek or Antonio, and we're in big trouble. And that's why I think it'd be 8th or 9th. I don't think we'll struggle or be bottom half.
Yeah, this is the interesting one for me, mate. T has put, I do hope we sign Dawson, to be honest. T, thank you for using the Isla logo as your channel logo as well. Dawson, to be honest, do you think we will? I'm shocked that we had to clear up a loan to bring in Jesse Lingard. I cannot believe they didn't go the cheap option and sign Dawson, and they chose to bring in Ben Rama. I'm actually very, very surprised about that.
Well, yeah, but weren't the deal for Ben Rama had to be signed anyway? When
It was well at the end of the season, but they could easily have wangled out of it, as we know, mate, because otherwise there'd be no point in doing the loan deal in the first place.
They'll probably wangle out of Dawson. We got through.
The Dawson was what I mean is Dawson hasn't got a you have to sign him at the end of the agreement. Right. But what I felt was that it was the cheaper player to bring in, and I felt he was doing so well in that defence that it was just an easier signing permanently than Ben Rama was. I just really thought that's
Ben Rama was their money from the last window that they'll now say, well, we bought him in this window.
That's exactly right.
If they wait till the next window, we won't see any players. They won't be outside.
100% correct.
That's all that
now
is.
We've signed him permanently. That will be this window signing.
That will be it. Yeah, that's it. We were told there was no money. And I said I believe we'd sign players and it'd be on loan. Yeah. And I still believe we'll get 1 or 2 players this window on loan. No.
Absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right.
Dawson should have, with his performances as well, because he ain't going to be a lot of money. And this is where you mess up. I don't know if there's already a deal. That's not for me. That's obviously agents who know that. There might have been a deal in place for his fee if we do decide to sign him permanently. But if I'm Watford and I've watched him go and do that, at the end of last season, he might have been, argument's sake, 5-6 million quid. Watching him play how he has in these last few games for West Ham, and West Ham speaking so highly of him, why wouldn't Watford now say, yeah, he's 15 million quid though? That's bad business.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
And your pants are pulled down. You have to pay for it because you're panicking.
I absolutely agree with you, mate. And his stock has definitely risen. They couldn't wait to get him marked as the worst defender in the league. Someone that is just, absolutely marked as one of the worst. One of the reasons why they got relegated. And all of a sudden now he's getting clean sheets in the Premier League. If I was them, I'd certainly be asking for more money than when we first put him out on loan all day long. Just want to touch on.
Sorry, I just keep seeing people bringing up Sanson has just signed for Villa, and it'd have been perfect for our midfield. I've got to be honest with you, and I don't know who he is. I don't even recognise him. I don't know where he's from or anything. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know. So I can't. It's hard to comment, and that's why I've ignored it a couple of times. But it's kept coming up, and I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, but I really don't have a clue who he is, where he's from.
Totally agree, mate. Totally agree. James Fever got it about right, mate. Ogbonna needs credit for Dawson, and I agree with that. I think any player who's a centre half will play better alongside Ogbonna. I think Diop looks better when he's alongside Ogbonna. It's the Marseille player. I do know Sanson now. I do know him. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say quickly on Dawson, again, I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to try and make out like I'm mugging him off because I ain't. I wonder how good he would be next to Balbuena or Diop. And that is another question.
No, it'd be a different story, mate. It'd be a different story.
You might not speak so hard. And that's nothing against him. I don't want to put him down. But Ogbonna, whoever plays next to him, looks good. People wrote off Balbuena. Come back, look really good. People wrote off Dawson before we signed him. Look good next to Ogbonna. So maybe...
But when you play Balbuena and Diop alongside each other, it all goes Pete Tong.
And that's the thing. And I know they've done all right the other night against Doncaster. But again, that's Doncaster. But I will stick to it. I wonder how Dawson looks partnered alongside Diop or Balbuena. And I'm not convinced he'd be the same player. And that's not me being negative about him. I just think Ogbonna, and this is me praising Ogbonna really, helps his partner through every game because I think he's that good and such a good talker and reader of the game.
Absolutely, mate. Just whack the PayPal link across the bottom. If all of you are enjoying the content, Baz is shaking his virtual bucket. If anyone can donate a couple of quid, £5, £10, 50 quid, whatever it is that you can offer, if you can ping it over to the PayPal link going across the bottom of the video, that would be greatly appreciated. Moving on to some of the sort of Isla updates of what's going on, mate. The Isla logo has completely taken over Twitter at the moment. It's a beautiful thing to see. It looks absolutely incredible. Twitter has been turned claret and blue. You absolutely love to see it. Absolutely encourage anyone else who hasn't already changed their logo to Isla's Army's logo or use the banner art. It's on our Twitter feed, so if you look at our previous tweets, there is the artwork in there for anybody to take and use for themselves. So yes, thank you everyone. It just looks incredible, mate.
Yeah, mate, you're so right, and like you're saying, it's confusing now because every single tweet that comes up, normally you can tell someone from their profile picture, and it's just got that, and I'm like, who is it? And you happen to click onto their profile to see their name because obviously the app names are different. Same with me, I've got it on my profile, so when I go to switch accounts, I've got both, and I'll send a tweet out, and I think, oh, what have I done that from? Let me check. But no, it's really good to see, and credit to you, mate, because that's your design. You got that all done for her, and fantastic. And again, thanks to everybody that's using it. Obviously, today is day 2 for her of chemo this week. It's all 5 days. Spoke to Nicola briefly earlier, who told me that she thinks it's kicking into her a little bit now. I put this update out. She's feeling tired and starting to feel a bit sick. So the chemo's obviously getting into her, bless her little heart. So fingers crossed she does all right for what's left today and obviously the rest of the week. When we spoke a couple of days
just
ago,
before you go into the detail, mate, just give me 1 second, just because I've seen a few people dropping off. Can you please like, share, subscribe, spread it as far and wide as you can, these videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel, retweet everything on Twitter, share it on Facebook and post it wherever you can. I'd really appreciate it. Sorry about it, Baz, but just wanted to get it in before people left.
No, fair play, mate. Right, now when we spoke the other day, we had 335 quid on the Just Giving page. We done the virtual bucket shake, and as we sit here now, I'm looking at £1,060. So that's fantastic. You know what I mean? We haven't set a target. We've said that. A friend of mine very kindly donated £500 today, which is amazing. The PayPal link, there's a good few hundred quid on that. We made £520 yesterday. We took £520 yesterday on the raffle for the Declan Rice and Trevor Brooking raffle, which is sold out. There was 2 tickets that were questioned later on in the day. Basically, I just had two payments come in with nothing attached to it at all. No tweet to say I've just paid you. That's why there was 52. I had to give them both a ticket once I'd already closed it. So there's 52 that are sold. They cost £120. There's 400 quid and £25 postage and packaging. So that cost us combined total of that's made us combined total 375 quid, which is superb. You know, that's everything that's going towards the treatment and to them with their travelling costs when they go in a couple of months' time. And if we can just keep it going, as you said, mate, if it's £1, 50p, whatever, we put £1 in every time we play a football match. You know, there's for every person, that's 38 quid a year.
We'd all go out and we'd all be spending money in the pub tonight. We'd all be having a pint of beer, which comes to £4.50, £5, £6 in that Poxy London Stadium. You know, your pint and your bit of food would cost 10, 15 quid. Rather than us doing that at the moment, if we can just chuck it over and donate it to Eyeless Fight, then it would be an amazing thing.
And I was thinking as well, I don't know if people would be interested in this, but I was thinking about doing a bonus ball thing the week for the lottery on Saturdays where everyone pays a tenner, so we get 590 quid. Obviously we've got to sell it out, 590 quid. The winner would get back £250 or 240, sorry, no, yeah, 250 and 340 would go straight to Isla, and that's for you all for a 10 quid per number. I don't know if that's a go if people are interested. Don't want to listen. What I don't want to do is I don't want to push people away, keep throwing it down your face with a different thing, different idea. I'm just thinking of things that we could do, which is different every time to raise money. Even if we've done it for a £5 and you could win yourself 100 quid, I don't know, you know, or 75 quid, whatever. Just thoughts what we could do, just keep money coming in whilst we're not at games, whilst we ain't got a bucket, and keep helping out where we can.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
But 20 minutes till kickoff, and
give us your prediction before we go, Baz.
3-1, 3-1, mate.
3-1. Okay. 2-0. Ben Rama. You heard it here, mate. I haven't been wrong in about 5 games, so let's
4 now, hat trick.
Nice.
Just for the haters.
I like it.
Just for the haters.
Should we do a charity bet? Should I ping you over a tenner? Should we whack something on?
Yeah, let's do. We'll do a tenner each. We've got to do a scorecast. So someone to score at any. Ben Rama to score at any time, yeah. Is that for you? I'm going to have a look whilst you're online.
That is for me, mate.
Let me get it
Do you
up.
see us scoring 3 goals, though? You
I'm
told
not
me
saying,
Palace are organised.
Mate, I'll say 3-1 I'll tell you we're going to beat Man City 3-1. I'm going to tell you when we play Man United in the FA Cup away, we're going to win 3-1. 1 week it's got to come in. So don't bank on me. Ben Rama, where is it?
He's banged you a goal, this geezer, mate. Especially if that contract's going to go through today.
Mate, he's 10-3 to score at any time on his own. We don't need to score. What? 3.3 to 1 to score at any time.
Yeah, I don't think that's fantastic. Mate, you ain't scored for us yet.
Oh, man, I thought that was quite a good price.
Did you?
Yeah. Right, let's find the scorecast. What are we on then? We've got to do this before we cut off. I can't even find scorecast on it now. I'm getting in the right mucking fuddle.
11 appearances he's had for us now, mate, and hasn't scored. He's going to reward us this evening. Don't sign him. Send him back. He's going to reward us tonight with a goal for his contract, and it's going to be 2-0 West Ham.
How many is he scoring?
He's only getting 1.
Okay, I was going to say, if he's getting 2, he's 25 to 1 to score 2. I can't find. Why can I not find? Here we go, scorecast. To score. Here we go. Oh, mate. Others on request. I don't need this. Anytime scorecast. This is the one. So we're going with Ben Rama. You're saying 2-0, yeah?
Well, you can. I've gone for the goal scorer. The one thing I'm so confident in is Ben Rama.
The last 90 minutes, but if I went 2-1,
yeah,
2-0, I could be out after 30
Well, that's the problem with 2-0 is if they score, then you don't get any more run for your money. So we probably should do a score line that has both teams to score, I suppose, mate.
Ben Rama to score at any time. West Ham to win 2-1, 25 to 1. West Ham to win 3-1, 35 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going 2-1. What did you say? 2-0 or 2-1?
Ben Rama 2-0. Is my
right.
Actual prediction.
Well, we're going to have a tenner each. So you got that, and that is 25 to 1. Mm-hmm. I'm having 3-1 because I do it every single week. And I tell you, you ain't going to like my goal scorer, but he's getting in the scores on the net tonight.
4-0.
No. 90 to 1. Declan Rice to score at any time. West Ham will win 3-1.
Nice. We'll take that, mate. We'll take that.
They're the 2 bets. 25s. Oh, it's just dropped to 85 to 1.
To be fair, Rice has been knocking on the door, mate. So you might have called a good one there.
He's going to play for 90 minutes. That's the only worry I've got with Ben Rama. He might not.
Ben Rama will only need 10 minutes and we'll be 1-0 up, mate.
Should we have a 5 on each or a 10 on each? 5 on each. Yeah, I'll put it on there. 5 on each. £5 on Ben Rama 2-0 is 130. 3-1 Declan Rice returns 430.
Lovely job.
Oh fuck! I just did 50 quid. I don't want to do it for 50 quid. Right. Let me just confirm this whilst we're on. Oh, you know what? I can't put it on. I've got to do another way. I've got a new bank card.
Got a new bank card.
And it's not very good. What I need to do is place bet, change your payment method. Here he is. Apple Pay should work, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I just want to get this confirmed while you're on. Sorry, you lot that are watching. Yeah, we're on. 4.5 to score. Mate, I'm with you. 4.5 will score. Declan Rice, Antonio, and 4.5 to score for us tonight.
I like it.
Right, the bet's on. They're both on, mate, so we're sorted there. Everybody enjoy the game. I can do a brief phone-in after if you want, but it can only be for about 45 minutes to an hour maximum because I've got to be up early for work in the morning, seeing as I'm COVID-free.
Happy days, mate. Well, good luck, West Ham United, mate. Hopefully we rock and roll and we see ourselves flying into fourth. Depending on how things go, mate, we may jump on again after the game. And have a bit of a chat with everyone, let some people phone in and do another little fundraiser after the game. And we'll keep everyone up to date with things. We've got some nice things coming, mate. We've picked up a couple of nice items recently, so there'll be some really good stuff for people to get involved in soon. And watch this space, because we're going to be bringing a load of things to you, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun while we're doing it. So, let's go and watch them boys, mate, and let's get the result that we're looking for.
Doodle. Thank you all for joining us. Come on, you Claret and Blue Army.
I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in